Chapter 4. Accelerate cycle time. Step 4. The need for speed. The velocity trap. There is a common misunderstanding in the world of productivity. People think that moving fast means being frantic, stressed, and caffeine addicted. They imagine a person running from meeting to meeting, answering emails while driving, and sacrificing sleep for the grind. In the human algorithm, that isn't moving fast, that's just being busy. There is a fundamental difference between speed and velocity. Speed is how fast you are moving. Velocity is how fast you are moving in a specific direction. If you are running at 10 miles per hour in a circle, your speed is high, but your velocity is 0. Step 4 is about increasing your velocity. It is about reducing the cycle time, the total time it takes to go from an idea to a result. In the development of the Starship rocket at SpaceX, Musk's directive was simple: build it fast, even if it blows up. To the outside observer, a rocket exploding on a landing pad looks like a failure. To an engineer, it's a massive success in cycle time. That explosion provided more data in 10 seconds than 10 years of computer simulations ever could. By failing fast, they could fix the design fast and launch again. The lesson for your life: most of us are stuck in simulation mode. We spend months researching a business idea, a diet, or a career move. We are afraid to blow up on the landing pad. But while you are simulating, the world is moving. The only way to find the dumb parts of your life that you missed in steps 1, 2, and 3 is to move fast enough to break them. The analysis paralysis tax. Why do we move slowly? It's rarely because of a lack of resources. It's usually because of the cost of thinking. Every hour you spend deciding is an hour you aren't doing. This is a hidden tax on your life. If it takes you 3 months to decide to start a fitness program, you haven't saved yourself from making a mistake. You have simply paid a 3-month tax of remaining unhealthy. In engineering, this is called cycle time. Asterisk cycle 1. You have an idea: I should write a book. Asterisk cycle 2. You write a page. Asterisk cycle 3. You realize your writing style is too formal. Asterisk cycle 4. You adjust and write another page. If your cycle time is 1 month per cycle, it will take you 4 months to realize your style is wrong. If your cycle time is 1 day, it will take you 4 days. The person with the faster cycle time doesn't necessarily work harder, they just iterate more quickly. They reach the optimized version of their life years before the slow and steady person. The 48-hour rule, collapsing the gap. To accelerate your life, you need a hard constraint on your decision-making. At Tesla, if a problem was identified on the production line, it wasn't put into a queue for next month's meeting. It was addressed now, applying the 48-hour rule. Once you identify a change that needs to be made, whether it's deleting a requirement, step 1, removing a task, step 2, or simplifying a process, step 3, you have exactly 48 hours to take the first physical action. Asterisk if you decide to delete a toxic social obligation, you must send the no text within 48 hours. Asterisk if you decide to simplify your finances, you must open the new account or set up the automation within 48 hours. If you wait longer than 48 hours, the biological friction of your brain will take over. Your inner critic will start reasoning by analogy, telling you why the change is risky or unnecessary. By moving fast, you outrun your own self-doubt. The good enough rocket. A major bottleneck to speed is perfectionism. We want the perfect plan, the perfect timing, and the perfect gear. But in the algorithm, perfection is a step 5 concern: automation. In step 4, we are looking for flight ready. Is the plan 80% there? Does it violate the laws of physics? No? Then launch it. Musk famously pushes for aggressive deadlines that often seem impossible. While SpaceX frequently misses these impossible deadlines, they still finish the project 5 times faster than their competitors who set realistic goals. Life application. Set impossible deadlines for your personal goals. Asterisk if you think it will take a year to save $10,000, try to do it in 4 months. Asterisk if you think you need 6 months to learn a new skill, try to build a minimum viable project in 30 days. Even if you fail, and it takes you 6 months to save that money, you will have moved with an intensity and a focus that you never would have achieved with a comfortable deadline. You will have accelerated your cycle time. Batching versus flow, the secret of single-piece flow. In traditional manufacturing, batching is the norm. You make 1,000 bolts, then you move them to the next station to be painted, then you move them to be sorted. On the surface, this looks efficient. But in the Musk algorithm, derived from lean manufacturing, batching is often a trap. If there is a defect in the first bolt, you won't discover it until you've already made 999 more defective bolts. Your cycle time for finding errors is massive. The life application, the single-tasking sprint. Most people batch their lives in a way that creates hidden bottlenecks. They say, "I'll answer all my emails on Friday afternoon," or "I'll do all my house cleaning on Sunday." While this sounds organized, it actually creates huge waiting periods in your system. If an urgent email comes in on Monday, it sits in your system for 5 days before you touch it. That is a 5-day delay in your life's production line. Instead, strive for single-piece flow. Asterisk the do-it-now threshold. If a task takes less than 5 minutes, do it the moment it enters your system. Don't batch it. By clearing it immediately, you reduce the mental load of tracking it, and you accelerate the cycle for whatever that task was supporting. Asterisk the micro-project. Instead of saying, "I'm going to spend the weekend working on my business," spend 20 minutes every morning completing one specific thing. 1 email sent, 1 page written, 1 bug fixed. This constant movement keeps the gears of your life from rusting. The wait time bottleneck, killing the intermediary. The biggest enemy of speed isn't work, it's waiting. In any complex project, the work time, the time you are actually typing or building, is usually only 10% of the total time. The other 90% is wait time, waiting for an email back, waiting for a meeting, waiting for a better time to start. At SpaceX, if a part needs to be moved from one side of the factory to the other, they don't wait for a specialized transportation team. The engineer grabs a forklift and moves it themselves. They bypass the intermediary. How to bypass intermediaries in your life. Asterisk stop asking for permission. Most of the things you are waiting for permission to do don't actually require it. You don't need permission to call yourself a writer. You need to write. You don't need permission from a trainer to start a diet. You need to change your grocery list. Asterisk direct communication. If you need an answer from someone, don't send an email and wait 3 days. Call them or walk to their desk. Accelerate the communication cycle by choosing the highest bandwidth channel available. By identifying where your life is waiting, you can often double your productivity without actually working a single hour more. You are simply removing the idle time from the engine. Accelerating the learning loop. Elon Musk is often described as a polymath, someone who can learn complex rocket science or AI at a superhuman pace. But if you look at his method, it isn't magic, it's high-frequency feedback. Most people learn by reading a book from cover to cover. Cycle time, 2 weeks. Musk learns by asking a specific question, getting an answer from an expert, and then immediately trying to apply that answer to a real problem. Cycle time, 5 minutes. The project-based learning loop. Stop studying in the abstract. If you want to learn coding, don't spend 3 months on an intro to Python course. Spend 3 hours trying to build a simple script that renames your files. When it fails, and it will, your search for the solution becomes the learning. This is the first principles of learning. 1. Build a mental model, read a little. 2. Test the model, do something. 3. Observe the failure, the feedback. 4. Update the model, learn. The faster you go through this loop, the smarter you become. Intelligence is often just a high cycle time for learning. The physics of high-intensity health. We can even apply cycle time to our physical bodies. Most people spend 60 to 90 minutes in the gym doing moderate exercise. They are optimizing for time spent rather than intensity of stimulus. The accelerated workout. In step 3, we simplified the workout to the 4 big movements: push, pull, squat, hinge. In step 4, we accelerate the intensity. Using high-intensity interval training, HIIT, or heavy resistance training, you can achieve a higher hormonal and metabolic response in 15 minutes than most people get in an hour of jogging. By increasing the load and decreasing the rest, you are accelerating the biological cycle of stress and recovery. You aren't just working out, you are engineering a faster adaptation in your cells. Exercise this speed run challenge. To integrate step 4 into your life, I want you to perform a speed run on a task you've been putting off. 1. Pick the task, something that you've estimated will take a few weeks or months, e.g., updating your resume, launching a side project, cleaning the garage. 2. The 10x constraint. Imagine someone has told you that if you don't finish this task in the next 24 hours, your factory will be shut down forever. 3. The launch. Do not aim for perfect. Aim for functional. 4. Post-launch audit. After the 24 hours, look at what you accomplished. You will almost certainly find that you got 80% of the value done in 5% of the time. This is your new baseline velocity. Conclusion: the momentum of the machine. Moving fast is addictive. Once you realize that most deadlines are arbitrary and most requirements are just suggestions, the world starts to look like a series of gates that are all unlocked. But be careful. Acceleration without direction is just a faster way to crash. That is why we did steps 1, 2, and 3 first. You have questioned the path, deleted the weight, and simplified the engine. Now, you are finally clear to put your foot on the gas. In the final chapter, we look at the ultimate goal of any engineer. Step 5. Automate. Now that we have a fast, lean, and simple life, we want to make it run without us. We want to build a self-driving life. Are you ready to hand over the wheel?